I thought I'd make it a little bit longer.
My mom's right here, so it's hard not to.
This front row,
Front rows.
You know, I just feel, you know, like as Lindsay knows, just so lucky to have been able to be a part of such a special career, such a special individual. All of you all know this. Look at the turnout. There's a reason why people have turned out the way that they have. You know, this story, the Lindsay Whalen story, going back, you know, to H-Town, the original H-Town. You know, I wasn't around for that, but I've heard so much. I have met so many people from Hutchinson that absolutely adore Lindsay Whalen, the Whalen family. Everyone knows you, whether you realize it or not. Everyone wants to be a part of Lindsay Whalen, and so I've met so many along the way. And then, you know, her ability to go to Connecticut and make so many fans, and then, I mean, think about it. You know, if you could write your career, Lindsay had a chance to come back to her home state and win 4 championships, and then along the way become the head coach of the University of Minnesota. I mean, I don't know that you could write a better story, a better script, and it couldn't have happened to a better person. And I feel so blessed to have been on the sideline and had such a great seat throughout all of that.
Yeah, well, thank you all for coming here today. Thanks, Foki. That was a nice introduction. Very nice. Shout out to Foki, 2017 Sportscaster of the Year. Big hand for John.
It's a great assist,
Congratulations,
Lindsay.
John. Yeah, and shout out to 4 championships. We've done it together, Coach. So it's been obviously, as you said, to be able to come back here and play in my home state for this part of my career has been, I don't think anything we could have imagined when you guys pulled the trigger on that trade, gave up a #1 draft pick to bring me back here. So, I mean, I hope it's worked out. I feel like it has. I feel like it's gone fairly well.
2010, we weren't sure.
2010, right? Exactly. I was in that little dip in my career, but you know, you believed in me, and you believed in what I could do, and you, along with Glenn and Roger, you know, I can't thank you guys enough, and can't thank you for this amazing ride that we've been on, because it's, yeah, like you said, you couldn't have scripted it any better. So yeah, I mean, I just, you know, a couple thank yous. First of all, to the Connecticut Sun, to Chris Yanko, to Mike Tebow, for drafting me, believing in me. Fourth overall in that draft class. 2004, maybe the best draft class ever. Brunson, I would say. A lot better than 06. But yeah, I mean, you know, I had some really good times out there. Met a lot of great people. We made it to 2 finals, and then obviously we never got over the hump there in Connecticut, though. And I think, you know, starting with a lot happened that year in 2010 when we all kind of came together in this really cool time in our lives. And what's later? I mean, 6 finals in 7 years and 4 championships. That year, we got Becky from Sacramento. Moan was coming back, so she was ready to go, and we were just bad enough in 2010 that we got Maya. So we were good, but we were just bad enough that we got Maya, and it worked out really well. It worked out really well.
That was the plan.
And then a couple years later, it was nice that we got Sil, and so, you know, we brought her along. And it's been good, you know, still it's been fun. It's been really good. So yeah, I mean, you know, just playing with you guys and Maya, Becky, Moan, you know, still for the last bunch of years, that's absolutely what, you know, I'll miss the most of playing is just, you know, there's nothing better than on the road, game planning and sticking together and working hard, and then sitting in the locker room talking about all the ups and downs and different things. And you know, most nights we come out on top, and most nights we've done that. And so, yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for bringing me on that, and we've done it together, and that's been the best part is be doing it with you guys. That's you know, with that's I mean, as a player, that's why you want to play. That's why you want to play is for that you know, the championships and all that, I feel like that kind of comes when you genuinely care for each other, and I feel like that's what our group has done for all these years. You know, starting with Coach and then the rest of our staff. I mean, Jim P is here. You know, never underestimate the heart of a champion. Jim P texted me that, I think, every day for a couple seasons when it's been hard, and really that helped me get through a lot of different times. Because it's true. It's true. Once you've won and once you know what it takes, you know, you never count a group out that's done it and done it so well like we have. You know, James, Walt, Shelley, Eddie P. It's been you know, you guys have taught me so much about the game and so much about you know, how to be a professional and get better and all those things. So you know, I'm obviously extremely grateful to you guys, and just thankful for the time that we've all had to spend together and get better and work hard. To the fans, thank you. I mean, it's been 15 great years, some great years of college. So in the state, it's been a wild ride, and I feel like we've done it together. Really, I feel like we've done it together as not only our group, but as the fans. And you know, from filling Williams Arena when I played to now packing Target Center on a nightly basis. Last year in the finals, Williams Arena, 14,000 people. I mean. You know, we said it when we wanted to get that #1 seed last year. I was like, if we can get it to Williams in that Game 5, I was like, I don't think we can be beat. I think we'll win we'll absolutely win our 4th, and to have that come true is very cool. And our fans have been just as much of a part of this as I feel like all we have. And so we're extremely thankful to everyone who's come out. To my husband, who is on the golf course right now. Appreciate all of his support throughout the years. The membership dues at our golf course just came through the other day. No, he's playing. He's playing in the USAM. It's pretty cool. He's been trying to qualify for this tournament since he was a freshman in high school. So he finally made it and broke through. This is a tournament that like Jack Nicklaus has won. Tiger has won, I think, twice. So the all-time great. So he's pumped. It's at Pebble Beach. So yeah, he's on the course. But I mean, he's followed me all over the world, from Connecticut to Ekaterinburg, Russia, to all over the world. And so I'm extremely thankful for him following me through, you know, through thick and thin, through all the ups and downs of a career. Lastly, to my family, some of them are sitting here. You know, it's pretty crazy when we were talking last night just about the crazy places we've been, what we've been able to do because of basketball. And like when you're in 10th grade and you're sitting there after a basketball game and talking it over, and just, you know, the same thing, the woulda, coulda, shouldas of a game, you never think it's going to turn into this. But if you work hard enough and you're around the right people, it really can. And so a lot of those nights were spent over Burger King Whoppers. I don't know if they have this anymore, but we had this gold card. You remember this, Dad, the gold card? So you could get 2-for-1 Whoppers at Burger King. And so before I had my license, my dad would usually hang out and wait till, you know, bring me home. And most nights, I mean every game, we would drive through Burger King and get the 2-for-1 Whopper. Shout out to Burger King. Tom, yeah. So Tom, you were there. You were 4, 3. You were there. Tom, my brother's been to every game. He's been to. We were talking last night about in Ohio State when I broke my hand for the first time. Fittingly today, I sprained my finger, so we had a good X-ray this morning on my finger. So fittingly, it always comes full circle. Anyway, but no, back to Burger King. Just sitting around the table talking about games and whatnot. That's really what it's about, and it's it ends up sometimes in championships and Olympics and whatnot. But at the end of the day, that's why you play, is for the relationships and the fun. And I know you guys have been through it all. You want to say anything, Mom? You good? But. Love you guys, and thank you. I know some of my other brothers and sisters, they're working and all over the country, so they're probably watching on NBA TV, though. So yeah. Thank you. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Lindsay and Cheryl. And now we're going to open it up for questions from the media. As a reminder, this is being broadcast live, so we've got microphones throughout. Just make sure that you identify yourself and your affiliation beforehand. We'll start with Kent. Kent or Jim?
Actually, Jim Suhan from the Star Tribune. Lindsay, you win the 4th title at Williams Arena. Can you take us through your thoughts on retirement from that moment up until when you finally decided to retire? And was that yesterday?
I mean, I feel like a lot of this season, I kind of, felt like this was probably going to be my last. Yeah, I mean, after we won, it was, so 6 finals in 7 years and winning our 4th, it's like climbing that mountain is really, and it's hard. Well, it's why you do it, because that's why it's so special when it happens, because you know how hard it is. And so, yeah, there was different times this off season when I, kind of felt like, can I give? What can I give? What, how much more can I give? And so, I had a lot of conversations with family and with coach, just about, there was a point I was definitely like, I kind of feel like I'm ready to retire. But coach reminded me of all the amazing times that you have with your teammates. And so, once I kind of sat back and thought, like, yeah, I would get to have one more year with Maya, Becky, Moan, Sil, and the rest of everybody. But having one more year with those guys was, it was just, having those memories and those feelings would have been too much to pass up. And, we talked the other day, and like, you never want to have regrets, and so I don't have any regrets, because I got to spend like one more year with coach and one more year with these guys. And so, yeah. And then I think just throughout the season, I knew that this was probably going to be it, even before I took, the coaching job. But then just realizing, everything that it takes to do is, you're head coach and a point guard of a WNBA championship team. It's a lot. And so I think at certain times I've realized that, doing it probably more than one season probably wouldn't be possible. And so yeah, so then we came to today. It was August 13th. Well, at 1:30, it felt right, the 13th. Shout out to Aaron Freeman for that one.
John Krasinski with The Athletic. Lindsay, you accomplish so much on the court, obviously, and when you're winning your titles and you're having fun with your teammates and things, but what has it been like, I guess, to be so responsible for the popularity of the women's game, of basketball in general in this state? I mean, there are a million little girls who grow up wearing number 13 and trying to be like Lindsay. What's it been like to experience that and to see the looks on faces that you get at the arena, out in the town and in the community?
Yeah, I think it's something that we've, me being from here, adds a little more, but I think it's something that we've all accomplished together on any of the teams that I've been on. And it's just, when you put a really good group together, I think it's, not only really good people, but really talented people, both at the U and here. It's amazing what you can do together, and it's pretty amazing, what we've been able to do for women's basketball and basketball in the state. And so, yeah, it's something that I'm definitely honored to be a part of and really proud of, and hopefully for a lot of years, Lynx and Gophers, we keep that going.
And high post hoops, Lindsay mentioned the impact that you've had in the state.
You had a very nice tweet today, Mike. You had a very nice tweet today. You were a junior in high school when you started watching me, right?
Yes.
Thanks for your support.
When I heard about the Final Four run, yes. But on that note, what do you hope that the teammates sitting in the front row, your future players at Minnesota, and all of these folks John mentioned who want to be the next Lindsay Whalen, what attributes, what do you hope they take from you to continue growing this sport?
I think just, first it starts with the work, and it starts with what you put in your off season, your off time. I think I saw AJ and Andy were working out here as I, got here today. It's putting in the work, it's putting in the extra time. And so, depending on like what your goals are and where you want to get to, it's all about like how much work you put in and how good you want to get at your craft. And so for us, it's playing basketball, so it's doing all those things. And so I just think if you put that time in, you put that work in, you put that extra effort in, then if you wind up to be fortunate enough to be put in the right situation, a lot of really cool things can happen. So, but it starts with everything you do when you're not like at practice, you're not at a game. It's all about those little things, and yeah, just work, and I guess you just never know what can happen.
Lindsay, Mike Max back here from WCCO Radio and TV, did you feel emotionally tired this year as you tried to balance, I got to get that recruiter, I'm thinking about, what was more demanding, the physical toll or the mental toll of trying to do both?
You know, at times yeah, there's a lot of things that I've learned this year that, you know, because I've never been a coach before, that, oh yeah, I have to do that, or I have to, I mean, yeah, I mean, recruiting is obviously a huge part, and so, but there's just so many responsibilities that I just didn't have before, because you know, in my other years I would practice and you get ready for the next day, and you're recovering or whatever it is, and you know, a lot of days that, you know, it's just because of the demands on both that there hasn't been as much of that downtime, I think. And then, well, I mean, I think everybody right now in the WNBA, I mean, this season has been so compact. You see, I mean, people, it's what it is this season. A lot of teams are fighting different, you know, fatigue, whether it's mental or physical. So I think there's, you know, maybe a little more, you know, for me, just because it's been a different routine for me this year. But I mean, every team's kind of going through it too, because of just the way the season has gone. It's been really compacted, so.
Lindsay, Pat Borsey here with ESPNW. Just in the last few weeks, you know, your Gopher team is over in Italy. They had some practice time before they headed over there. How much were you able to get over there and actually work with them? And did that, while you were trying to juggle playing, did that in any way really kind of crystallize your decision that maybe doing both was asking a bit much? Well,
yeah, I mean, see, before they left for Italy, they allow you to have 10 practices. So I was able to go to, I think, 2 or 3 of those. And so, yeah, I mean, it was, yeah, obviously it's different when you're doing a practice than going to coach a practice. That's a big day. That's a lot. So, but I was able to get over there when I could, and just kind of juggling, you know, when, you know, trying to be responsible, when to like rest so I'm able to play, or when to, you know, not go over there and necessarily, you know, use all my energy if we have a game the next day or whatnot. That, you know, it's a juggle. It's what it is when you have 2 jobs. So, and so yeah, they're in Italy right now. We won, and they've been eating a lot of good pasta and gelato, so it's going very well.
Pat, one of the things that Lindsay has said, that her decision to retire is not because she has a second job. I mean, the feelings that she was having, even if she didn't have the University of Minnesota to go to coach at, there was still the feeling of, you know, this could be her last year, and that's something. So I don't, you know, I want to caution people about writing that it's because of her second job. That was not, you know, kind of how this came to be. And I just, you know, I think for her, again, if you could write, you know, the players that are transitioning, you know, that are going to be transitioning from playing into their next life, you can't have a more perfect situation. That the timing with which that maybe Lindsay thought that maybe she would be done playing, that you could transition right away into a much bigger paycheck than what she got as a WNBA player.
Lindsay, Tyler Mason with The Athletic. Have you allowed yourself, maybe now that you're thinking about retirement, are retiring, to kind of look back at everything you've accomplished and kind of think about what it all means in the big picture?
Not really. I mean, I don't know. We just played last night, so we were trying to beat Seattle. And we were right there until they hit those 3 threes. So now we're just focused on that. I mean, and we play Chicago tomorrow. So, I mean, to be honest, it was, I mean, I think there'll be time for that. But, I mean, at the same time, we have 3 games this week. And then, like I said, never underestimate the heart of a champion in the playoffs. So we have that push as well. So, no, I mean, yeah, today a little bit, mostly because Foki has been just announcing stats and whatnot. But other than that, I haven't really tried to pay attention. And other than Mike tweeting me, no, I haven't thought about it that much.
Sloan Martin with The Athletic. Lindsay, you talk about being on the road and those kind of moments, but is there one in particular you can pinpoint that really holds a special place for you throughout your career?
I would probably say every time we, just like knowing how hard it is to win a championship, like every time we won, just having that unbelievable feeling that like you did it. You know, I mean, we went 2015, all 5 games, 2016, all 5 games, 2017, all 5 games. And just understanding that since 2011, you know, every team we've had a target on our back, and to still be able to sustain the level of play that we've had for all these years, to have as hard of a loss of a series in 2016 and then to come back for 2017. So I guess if I had to pick one, I'd probably say 2017 was probably my favorite moment, just because we lost something in 2016. I mean, we had home court advantage, and, you know, LA beat us, give them credit, but for us to be able to come back and then beat them, you know, having that resolve after all these years to come back and still do that was pretty special. It was yeah, great. It was a great finish.
Kent Youngblood from the Star Tribune. When you've stepped away from this for a while and you're looking back, are you going to remember the games, or are you going to remember the people you met along the way?
Yeah, definitely the people. I mean, like, I think back to college and I remember like a couple games, but you just remember your teammates and you remember the people. So, I mean, that's what this is all about at the end anyway. I mean, it's about, yes, winning and winning championships and all those things, but it's the people that you know, can impact and the people you can be around, and us being leaders in the community and role models. That's what it's about for the next generation and the next group. And so, but yeah, no, it's definitely the people, because that's what you'll be able to reminisce and have those memories forever. So, like I said, when I look back at the U, like, I'll remember a couple plays, a couple games, but, you know, you mostly remember hanging out with J-Mac and whatnot, and I'll do the same thing with, you know, Maya and Becky and Moan and everybody. So that'll be what you remember mostly, is just hanging out with your teammates.
Jim Suhan, Star Tribune. Lindsay, why did you decide to announce this today? Just to get it out of the way so it wasn't hanging over at the end of the season?
We tried to pick the most humid day of the year.
Nice work.
To bring everybody out of their houses and show this luxurious air-conditioned Mayo Clinic practice facility that we have. No, I mean, it's very nice in here. The air conditioning is very nice. No, I think we kind of talked, we talked about it. We thought, you know, maybe August 13th would be good. And once we threw the dart at the dartboard and it hit August 13th, at that point, there was no turning back.
So this is one of those moments it's hard for Lindsay to express that this is something I asked of Lindsay to think about. You know, if this was going to be, how did she want it to look? And I think, you know, it's kind of crazy how it turns out, right? We get to go to Connecticut, you know, the team that drafted her, get a chance to, you know, be acknowledged by those fans. And then I think, you know, if it was, you know, and maybe I coaxed her into this a little bit, but a chance for our fans to know, you know, that, you know, while they might think certain things, but to give it, you know, an opportunity here at Target Center on Sunday to know that it's possibly, hopefully the players that are sitting out here saying, no, we're going to be back at the Target Center, but possibly for sure the regular season finale of Lindsay Whalen's career, and give our fans a chance to show Lindsay how much we've appreciated her career and how special she's been to this franchise. And so many of our fans came over from the University of Minnesota, became women's basketball fans because of Lindsay's time at University of Minnesota, and therefore became huge Lynx fans. And so we just thought it was appropriate and for Lindsay to kind of sort of take a bow with her fans.
Susie Jones, WCCO Radio, personal friend of Lindsay's. Just kidding. Who is the favorite person? Who is your favorite? I wonder where Sid was. Who is your favorite Lynx player?
She's asking you, I think.
Oh, it was for me?
Yeah, that's you.
I had a side note on why we chose August 19th. I'll answer that. I'll go back to that. It's my sister Annie's birthday. And we wanted to give her one last birthday basketball present. She's gonna love that. Annie and Thomas, my youngest two brothers and sisters, have been dragged to like every gym in I don't know how many years, and Tom loved it. Annie got to a point where she just stopped. She stopped coming. She's not a basketball fan. I mean, she's a fan, but she isn't. So we thought we'd give her one last August 19th birthday party at a Lynx game. Anyway.
She's avoiding the question, Susie.
All right, that concludes today's press conference.